Ridiculous in here, and I just got to Earthrise Fasttrack, and let's talk about him, shall we? So I picked him up off of Amazon, and I am pretty happy I did, because he is a cool fella, and I am planning on picking up Earthrise Scorponok when he gets reissued in a couple months, as long as you know, Hasbro said that they're going to be re-releasing Scorponok in June, I believe, so hopefully that will reign true, and I will be able to get Earthrise Scorponok because I want him. But I wanted to get Fasttrack to go with him, and he is pretty cool. As far as the weaponizers go, he might be my favorite, actually. But let's get into him. So here is Fasttrack. He is pretty cool. He's a very standard-looking Decepticon, kind of drone almost. And just to hit that home even more, oh my guys are falling over right now. There we go. Here he is with Brunt, who is also a very drone-ish looking Decepticon. And yeah, they look pretty cool together. They're also both weaponizers, so there you go. There's a little comparison. And also, here's a comparison with probably my favorite deluxe figure in the War for Cybertron trilogy, Run Amok. So there you go. There you have your comparaciones. And we will get into this guy now. So here he is. You can see he's got really nice detail. His head sculpt looks very cool, kind of like a rook from chess. But I do kind of like it. It does look kind of squashed. And does anybody remember the when the 2007 movie came out? There was that toy of Optimus Prime as like the comet from the movie. Does anybody remember that? Because he totally gives me vibes of that figure. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Comet Optimus Prime figure. It literally turned into the comet that you see like coming to Earth in the 2007 movie. It was so weird, but he really does look like that toy a little bit. But I mean, yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. I mean, there's not much to talk about with him. He's a big gray little robot, and he's got features. He has quite a few features, so let's start going over those features. He comes with some accessories. First off, he must be a huge 21 Pilots fan, because you can give him guns for hands, yeah! And I believe this is actually how he's like supposed to be. I believe in G1, this is how he actually looks. So I bet his life is total misery, because man, how are you supposed to get anything done with guns for hands, yeah? But I mean, yeah, there you go. You can do that. But what I like to do personally is I like to put this other gun up here on his shoulder. There's so much you can do with this figure, and hopefully I'll be able to show you most of it. But there you go. You can put it on his shoulder right there. And now he can have like a Shockwave deal going on. Or hey, if you want him to have a much easier life than Shockwave, you can always put his other gun up there too. And there you go. Now he has two free hands to do with whatever he pleases, which is pretty cool. So you can do that if you want. And he also comes with a very cool accessory. He comes with a little dagger weapon that you can give him. And I think this is pretty neat. And you can totally make use of this. Give this to him as a little dagger right there. And there you go. Now he has a little dagger. And I think that is pretty cool. And you can, of course, plug this in upside down if you want to get more of a stab to it. So there you go. He can totally be like a freaking operator. Well, kinda. You can't really get his arm in that much, but still, very, very cool. Overall, I think I like the accessories quite a bit with this guy. I think he is a pretty fun bot overall, and there's quite a bit you can do with him as well. For example, one thing you can do is, well, he can fall apart because he is a weaponizer, of course. One thing you can do is this piece on the back. You can take this piece off, and I really like this. You can splay this piece open like this, and then plug the dagger right here, just like that. And this is for one of the other modes, but it also has a peg right there, and you can plug this on his forearm and give him like a bladed shield. And this is pretty cool. This is how I've had him displayed, because I think that is super cool. So he's got his gun hand here, which if you don't want to have, you could also take that off and just plug it in the back right there for storage, and there you go. And you also have others right here for the other one, although those are kind of loose, but yeah, you can plug it in his butt right there. But hey, do what you want to do. It's your figure. You can do whatever you want. And I mean, yeah, I really like this. And it also kind of looks like it even has some guns up there above the little knife. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It really does kind of look like a bladed shield. I actually think that looks pretty darn solid overall. And yeah, I mean, there's way more you can do. You can take the arms out, and there's another peg hole above it, and you can bring his arms down a little bit if you prefer the way that looks, which I actually don't know if I do or not. I think I honestly might like it a little more on that other setting right there. I think that looks pretty cool, but once again, so like to compare there you go. That's what we're getting at here. So that's the normal way, and that's the other way you can have it. And yeah, overall, I think he is just a really fun little bot. I like him quite a bit. So let's get down to the transformation. And when it comes to the weaponizers, I am not going to show like the suited up modes because they all kind of look exactly the same. And you've probably seen them before anyway. And they're just... You really just gotta use your imagination, man. When it comes to weaponizers, I say just go wild, use your imagination, you know, mash them together if you want to, use them to build up your other bots. There's way too much that you can do with these guys to show you, but I mean, like, the normal configurations for like the weaponizers, they're all exactly the freaking same. So I don't really feel like we really needed to show that. So we're just gonna go into his other two modes. And yes, he does have two modes, but we're gonna go into vehicle mode first. So first thing you wanna do is you want to start ripping him apart. So his arms come off. Right here, his arms come off. This piece obviously comes off. The dagger piece, you're going to want to fold that back to its normal position. Oh, wait, one more thing I wanted to show is you can also have this on the back in this way, and you can just plug that in there if you would like to. Oh, and I also forgot, man, I'm forgetting all kinds of shit. Okay, so you can have that if you want, and you can also store the dagger on his back by plugging it into this that little tiny little nubbin right there. It'll go into that tiny little hole above the 5mm port, and you can plug it in right there. And there you go. So you can have that configuration going on as well. But if you like the normal configuration, plug that back in there and plug it back into the back, and you can store it in the same spot right there. So there you go. There's your storage for the dagger, which is very nice. I do very much like that. Okay, now I think I've shown everything. Now I believe we can get to the transformation. So, rip his arms off right here. We're going to set those off to the side. Make sure we get the gun ready to go there. We're going to take off the dagger. We're going to take off this little back piece here. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to rip out this part of the torso just like that. So we have two pieces of the torso right there. We're going to spin these pieces up like this. And this piece, we're just getting stuff to the side for now. And we're going to work on the legs. So all we got to do for the legs, by the way, the legs do come off. So for weaponizing and whatnot, for combining and whatnot. But anyway, move the legs up like this. And they're going to tuck in just like that perfectly. As you can see there, it comes up, tucks in right there. And then you're going to bring the foot down. And the foot is going to tab into that little tab right there. Just like that on both sides. And there you go. There you have the bottom of his little tank mode right there, which is really cool. And I mean, if you really want to, it can just be like a car in and of itself. So there you go. Next thing you're going to want to do, if you don't drop your shit, you're going to spin his head around just like this. And then you're going to take this piece right here and you're going to plug that right there. And just like that, you have that piece. And then we're going to take the arms here and you can plug them on just like this. And give him both of the hands, both of the guns for hands, yeah. And there you go, you have that going on, and now we just connect them by plugging them in to the back of the thing. So you see here there are two slots right there, and also that peg, and the slots are going to go into those two tabs, and then that peg is just going to kind of rest somewhere, and it does lock together pretty well. So just get all that lined up, and bada bing, bada boom, and if you want to, you can also take the dagger and plug it right into the back of his head right there, because he does have a port in the back of his head. And you can plug that right there if you want. And there you go. There you have his little tank mode. And I really like it, honestly. I think this is actually a nice little vehicle mode. It doesn't look too bad at all. It holds together okay. The arms are a bit loose, but I found that you can kind of angle them down and just kind of squinch them into the sides a little bit more. Just like that, if you want to have more of a sturdy tank mode. But yeah, I mean, overall, I actually think he does look quite cool in this mode. And he's very fun to roll around. He does roll very, very well, as you can see right there. Yeah, like him quite a bit. Obviously, the guns are blast effect compatible. If you don't like the way the dagger looks up there, you can always plug it into a couple other spots. One thing you can do is you could put the arms in the other way, and if you do that, you won't even have to take them off for the remote mode. So if you leave them on like that where that peg is sticking up, you can just rotate the forearms around, and then you won't have to take them off when you transform him, which is pretty nice. But also, if you do that, if you have those ports, if you have those two pegs exposed, you can peg the dagger right there. You see the port right there, and you can peg that into right there for some different storage. Right there, as you can see right there. Another thing you can do is you can connect him to your other Earthrise bases, because if you rip this piece apart, you have this little piece right here that can flip out, and you have the airlock system right there. You can plug that onto anybody. Oops. So you can plug that on anybody just like this with the airlock system, like sound barrier here, and it does lock in. Oof, oof, that is a tight one. Come on, motherfucker. Come on, motherfucker. Oh my goodness gracious. There you go. So you can have that going on right there. I don't really know why you'd want to do it, but hey, use your imagination, right? That's what Transformers are all about. Oh, that's what weaponizers are all about. But yeah, I think the alt mode here is pretty cool. Very much like it. So there you go. There is his tank alt mode. One more thing actually you can do that I guess I'll show real quick is if you have any Titan Masters, you can plug that dagger back into the back of his head right there, and you can see that little port right there. And we'll grab Spasma here, and we will just. You can see, well, actually, no, never mind. I actually can't show this because I don't have any Titan Masters that have the little peg there. But the one that comes with Scorponok's guy, Zarek, he will be able to fit in there. So if you want to have him right in that. But unfortunately, I can't because the only two Titan Masters I have are the ones that come with the Horrorcons, and they don't have the pieces on their legs there. So, but that little piece would go into that little port. But yeah, there you go. There is the tank mode. Pretty cool overall. All right, now we're gonna rip it back apart and we're gonna do the other mode, which is also very, very cool. But unfortunately, I do not have Scorponok, so I won't really be able to show this in its entirety. But hey, stick around on my channel, and come June when they re-release him and I pick him up, I will obviously show that then. But there we go. We flip those around just like that. All right, so take the leg pieces here, and you're going to want to spin them in just like this so the wheels are facing forward, and then just kind of bring them together. They are going to tab in, but you're going to take this piece, and the torso piece is actually not going to get used in this mode, so we're just going to sit it off to the side. And then this piece, we're just going to open it up just like that, and we're going to plug it in right there. So you can see those two ports are going to go into those two pegs just like that. And there you go. And then we're going to take the arms here and we're going to plug them into that back piece right there. And we're going to plug this one onto there. And then we're going to take the dagger here and we're going to plug it into the tip. And now we have a freaking spear to give to Scorponok when I get him. So yeah, he can turn into a spear for Scorponok, which is quite cool. I think this is a very cool third mode. And I mean, yeah, I mean, the arms are not the sturdiest connection because they still have the hinge joints, obviously. But hey, it does kind of work. I guess I could show you on Devastator or something. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, we got Mr. Devi right here, and let's see if we can get him the spear here, just to show you what it's gonna be like if you give it to Scorponok. And come on. Oh, he's not wanting to hold it. What if we hold it down here? There we go. There we go. So we can have Devi holding the spear. Oh, he doesn't want to hold it. He does not want to hold it. All right, Devi, you tried your best, man. You tried your best. Don't fall over now. There we go. So yeah, there you go. There is his second mode, the spear mode, which is pretty cool. But overall, final thoughts on Fasttrack? He's fun. I like him. I would say that he is a fun little bot. I do quite like him. He will make a fine addition to the collection, and he's just fun. I don't know what else to say. I don't think he's really a must get. Even if you're gonna get Scorponok, I still don't think he's really a must get. Like, he'll definitely be a nice companion piece to put with Scorponok, but he's definitely not necessary. And I mean, the spear mode does not work all that well, at least in Devastator's hands. So I don't know. I would say that he's a fun buy, and if you're willing to put the money on him, I mean, he's not expensive whatsoever. Standard retail price, I would definitely say he's worth it. Don't pay more than retail price for him though. But yeah, overall, just a fun little bot. Don't really have many negative things to say about him. The weaponizers are fun. There's a lot of joy to be had with them. I cannot wait to start mixing these guys together, because that's what I like to do with my weaponizers. I like to combine them together because it's super fun to do. It's like building Legos, but you're building Transformers. It's like the best of both worlds, man. But yeah, I like Fast Track. I will give him. We'll go with a B tier on Fast Track. I've never been like, I like the weaponizers, but I mean, compared to regular Transformers, they're not nearly as fun to me because of the having to parts form everything, being total parts formers, which is weird considering my favorite Transformer figure of all time is Siege Omega Supreme, which is also a total parts former, but it's not the same. I do really like the weaponizers, but they're just not quite as fun for me to play with as like every other Transformer figure ever, just because of the fact that they have to parts form, and I'm not the biggest fan of parts forming. But yeah, I think B tier is a good rank for Fast Track here. So there you go. Let me know what you think of Earthrise Fasttrack in the comment section down below, and let me know what you thought of this video in said comment section down below. And with that being said, if you'd like to see more of my disgusting face talk about robots that turn into things, maybe give me a subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching, and this is Giga Guillotine. Signing out.